Hi, you're listening to Not My Usual Read. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Jenny.
And this week we're getting back to normal, not doing another recap. Maybe do a mid-year recap, but now we're
Yeah,
just gonna be doing books. So this will be the
but I have a
just by a
lot
little
of
bit.
I have a lot of books planned here soon
Hmm.
that, honestly, I feel like part of my goal isn't just like make you love them, but also sometimes it's funny to watch you cringe over my
Right.
romance. So
Yeah, I get that.
maybe I'm just a little evil like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's recent stuff. If you're tuning in on YouTube, you might notice we got a new chair.
Yes. Ooh, so
Um,
fancy.
so fancy. Yeah, we wanted a beanbag, but unless you get a love sack, they're
They're
like
so
$1,000 and not very
expensive.
comfortable unless, but this one's
This
very nice, memory foam,
Yeah, if you're
really
looking for a
fluffy.
new chair for a reading nook, this one is so cozy.
Even a living room chair, but it's not knee friendly. So if you got bad knees, stay away from this one. It's pretty low.
Yeah, I mean the same situation with a
But
beanbag. Like if
yeah,
you are
it's a
worried
great
about
reading chair.
getting stuck sitting down,
Yeah,
if you
you
can't push
definitely get
yourself
stuck
up.
in that. Yeah,
But
well, because
no,
it's memory foam, so it's just gonna like sink even more as you
it's gonna
try to.
absorb you.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's really comfortable. Charlie has really good luck, question mark, or maybe it's bad luck. I don't know. Well, for this situation, we keep getting discounts or stuff for free because they ship it incorrectly. Like this chair is supposed to
Yeah,
be
or they say they
forest
lost it.
green.
They say they lost it. They refund me, and then it shows up like 2 days
I
later.
know,
So
which
yeah,
he's gotten a bunch of free stuff that
yeah,
way.
and that was supposed to
Lucky
be green.
duck.
It pretty much almost is identical to our carpet, so it looks like our carpet is morphing out of the floor. But
But
now we
they
can
gave
buy a new
us,
rug. So
yeah, I was about to say
well,
they
a
gave us
new
a
yeah, a new
huge
rug.
coupon. I'm a little bummed though because
Yeah.
the green one was so cute. So yeah, I
Oh
mean,
well, the one I'm sitting in is from our living room. So at some point,
we're gonna have two.
maybe we'll get to yeah, we can just hold hands and read together.
And we'll have like the footrest because that's one thing that this is missing.
Yeah,
So
it's a
yeah,
footrest. Yeah,
I guess we could like put a footrest and share it. That'd be cute.
yeah,
How cute are we?
so cute. We also have another book haul. I don't think we made a video on this one yet, but maybe
No.
we will. Went to a couple different bookstores. One was at the top of a library in a town over from where we live,
Yeah.
and it's basically all donations and callings from the library.
I
And
don't remember
it's
the name, do you?
no, oh, it's Secondhand Prose in
Yes.
Georgetown, Texas, and it's all by donation based. So you go there, you pay whatever you want, whatever you think they're worth,
I feel like a
and
lot
that's
of
about it.
libraries probably do this. So even if you're not in
I
our
don't think I've
location,
never seen it before.
real well in Austin they had one too. I mean, it wasn't as
That was
good.
just books from the library. It wasn't donation. I
I
mean,
know,
I don't know.
but what I'm saying is like once they go out of
Yeah, yeah,
like
they got to go somewhere, I guess.
out of rotation or popularity,
Hmm.
they go somewhere and it's usually like a bookstore that goes back into the
Yeah,
library's
and they're like a
fund.
couple bucks.
Yeah,
You know.
this
Mm.
the ones that we got, I think we paid like $2 a piece.
Yeah, we could have paid whatever we wanted,
Yeah,
which is
which
crazy.
yeah, I just that's about what we paid whenever we went to the actual library store from Austin.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, well, let's leave at least. I don't want to like I would like to donate, you know.
yeah,
Anyways, you
keep
should
it going.
definitely
But
check out any kind of discounted bookstores in your area.
well, now it's on my radar. We can go once a month because even the lady, she's like, you never know what you're gonna get because this is not only from the library but just donations from people, so you can get new stuff, old stuff,
Yeah,
kind of everything in
really
between.
good version copies of or
Yeah,
editions. The ones we got are all like, kind of cheapy paperbacks, but there's some books that we've been
yeah,
wanting
they
to
were all
read.
paperback, weren't they?
Like I got the Outlander, the very first one, and then
Yeah,
we got the first one of Game of Thrones, two series which I've
yep,
wanted to read.
yep. A couple Dean Koontz books, and then we went a few blocks up to a bookstore that neither of us are super.
I think it's cute, but I'm also a
It's
girl and
cute.
it's aimed towards women, I think.
Yeah, it's almost like a boot. It's like a boutique with that sells books. It's very odd. Like half the bookstore is just like little like
Like
birthday card
tons of
section.
like gifts.
Yeah, it was a lot of like bookish accessories,
Hmm.
and then like the books are kind of an afterthought because I wouldn't even go there. It's not like a normal bookstore where you can go there and like, oh, I'm gonna go there and get this book. It's like they probably won't have it.
Yeah.
And if they just like in the series, it's like they don't have the whole series. They have like found Mistborn, but they only have book two of it, which is
And they
weird.
only had one copy of
They
book
had one
two.
copy, yeah. But like aesthetically, it's a really cool looking bookstore. It's just
It was a little bit lacking.
yeah.
Um,
But I did like they had a gently used section, and we got the Midnight Library there for $10.
yeah. which I
So
mean, we looked at that book at a bookstore the weekend prior, and I think it was 19. I was like, what a steal.
yeah, so that'll probably be on
So
our route. We'll probably hit that library one and then hit that one, at least for like the gently used section, because
absolutely,
why
yeah.
not, you know?
Well, and I think that we both really like that other idea with the wrapped books. It's kind of like
Yeah, the blind date with the book.
yeah, which I think would be fun to do with each other.
If we can be guaranteed to get the same one, I guess.
No, I mean, probably not. No, what I'm saying though is we do that. We wrap a book for each other. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah. Do a blind week or something. That's a good
yeah,
idea.
yeah. So,
Oh.
anyways, yeah,
Well, yeah. And then the last thing we have written here is just we're excited about Onyx Storm. We're gonna do a catch up episode tomorrow where we're gonna do
fan
like fan
theories,
theories, predictions.
favorite characters,
Yeah, a
least favorite
little.
characters.
Yeah, and then maybe like a short little catch up of like book one and book two, just so
Yeah.
in case you haven't read both of them and want to get back up to date, or you don't want to read either of them, but you want to talk to your friends.
Or you've read it forever ago, like me, and you know, if you don't want to have to reread it like I did.
Yeah, and I mean, and I am the current smartest person on Fourth Wing in the house because I am most current.
Yeah, you've
How does
reread
that
it
feel?
recently. I've reread it like a month or
That
so
I'm the
ago.
foremost authority in this household.
Uh-huh.
Jenny comes to me when she has questions.
Oh, whatever. I like doing all of these synopsises and reading our notes and listening to you talk about it for 2 weeks has really brushed up my memory.
Right.
Also, your
Okay.
sister's reading it, so it's been just like a big group chat of like people.
Well, and she is also kind of confused like me on some things, so that's good to know at least.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, let's get into the show.
Yes.
This will be a bit of a long one because we're not doing a two-parter. We're just doing both of our books. So strap in,
Yeah.
grab
Spoilers
something to
ahead.
drink.
Beware.
Yeah, lots of spoilers. I mean, you can probably, if you're worried about spoilers, you can probably make it a little bit of the way through. I'll try to save them till, the end of my
Yeah,
my overview. But
we don't
like
say everything, but we
this
say a
will
lot of
be,
things.
I mean, the Iron Flame had some big ones, so and I'm going to talk about them.
Yeah,
So
we're talking about them, and
yeah,
I'm going to talk about mine in the Institute, which was also a really good read.
yeah.
So, yeah. All right, Charlie, you're going
So
first.
yeah, sources this week are from bookclub.com, and I will get into it. So, like I said previously, I did Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. And for a quick synopsis, everyone expected Violet Sortingale to die during her first year at Basgiath War College, Violet included. But threshing was only the first impossible test meant to weed out the weak willed, the unworthy, and the unlucky. Now the real training begins, and Violet's already wondering how she'll get through. It's not just that it's grueling and maliciously brutal, or even that it's designed to stretch the writer's capacity for pain beyond endurance. It's the new Vice Commandant who's made it his personal mission to teach Violet exactly how powerless she is unless she betrays the man she loves, which is Shadow Daddy. Although Violet's Bahati might be weaker and frailer than everyone else's, she still has her wits and a will of iron, and leadership is forgetting that most important lesson that Gaiath has taught her: dragon riders make their own rules.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of true. It's more dragons make their own rules. But determination to survive won't be enough this year because Violet knows the real secret hidden for centuries at Basgiath War College, and nothing, not even dragonfire, may be enough to save them in the end.
Oh my God. So you
Oh my
always
god.
do a little giggle when you read that part about her weak body.
Yeah, they didn't talk about it so much. Well, Varys did.
You're so
And even when they
frail.
were torturing her, they're like, we heard you were so frail
We're gonna break you so
and little
quick.
and breaky and breakable.
Breaky. What?
Well, and I asked you a few times because she likes to use that word instead of like, oh, I dislocated my shoulder. It's like subluxicating or
Oh,
something. Every time I read it, I feel
sublicating.
like I have like,
I think it's supplicating.
I
Yeah,
feel like
you're.
my eyes go. I'm like, what word is that? It's like an X in the middle of it. She
Yeah.
uses it a lot.
Well, luckily because I listened to the audiobook, I like know how things are said.
Yeah, and I'm like, suplex? Is this like a wrestling? Is she trying to do a wrestling move right now?
No,
But
no
yeah,
wrestling.
yeah,
Well,
no
there is a
wrestling.
little bit of
A little
mat
wrestling.
mat play.
A little mat play, yeah. A little mat core in here. So genre, obviously romantasy, some fantasy, new adult, and fiction. Goodreads score of 4.3. The funny review for this week is: to people rating this 5 stars, get well soon. Whatever you're going through can't be easy. Anyways, I'm extremely happy I hate read this on my library copy instead of paying real green US dollars for a book that was so
Whatever.
obviously rushed by everyone involved.
Well, whatever to you. I hope you get well soon. You
Yeah,
must
it's
be
harsh.
sick. It's a little
Yeah,
harsh.
it's
I mean, I think it's good that they go to the library. Like that's good.
That is good, but I don't know.
I
I feel
know.
like some of it's just people. I don't know. Go touch some grass or something.
Yeah, I think that
You're that
like a
unhappy with
lot
a
of the
book,
ones
like, and you hate Reddit. Like, you shouldn't do that. If you don't like it, don't read it.
I
I
don't
don't
know,
know. Go put it down.
sometimes I hate read.
Why? Like, I don't. Like, I did that with the Ozarks, which, like, I loved the first two seasons. I got halfway through the last season. I was like, this is so dumb. I'm not. I'm
You
not.
were like, I'm
I'm done.
out.
I'm not. Yeah. I looked up what happens. I'm glad I didn't finish it. Wasted like another 5 hours of my life. And I would do the same with the book. If I'm really, if I'm hate reading it,
Yeah.
no, I'll just look up what happens.
Yeah, but like sometimes I just like I need to understand the hype. I feel like too, knowing that there's usually like multiple books.
Hmm.
Whenever I know that there's four other books in the series, I'm like, it's got to get better. Sometimes it's just like you got to get over
Not
this
always.
bump
I
of this
mean,
one character, and then maybe that character will get killed off.
sometimes you just don't jive with it. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just like art, it's subjective music. You don't have to.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like you hate the music, but you're just gonna keep listening to it because everybody else
I
loves
have
it.
DNF'd a couple of books this past year. There was like three or
Yeah.
four that I could not finish.
Hmm.
Um, and some that I was just like, well, I'll finish this later. That's
Yeah.
usually my DNF. All right,
Okay, so we're going
back at it.
to back at it. Start this recap, just to catch everybody up.
Well, I can't
And
wait.
like we will do this again Monday, but it probably won't be quite as in depth. It'll kind of just be like some
Yeah.
maybe a few of the big points that happen, just so we're all ready for
Yes.
on Extra One Tuesday.
Okay.
But this will
Tell
be
us.
more of an in-depth recap.
Tell us.
So the book picks up basically right where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
We're at Ryerson House. Violet's been stabbed. She's getting better. Venom are real.
Brennan is
Brennan's
alive.
back. He's alive. She's mad at Zayden. Get
Yeah.
used to it because it's a third of the book.
He's such a liar.
He's
I
a
can't
liar.
trust you.
I can't trust him because you won't tell me absolutely everything. Bleh. Gross. Violet, Zane, and the others in their group return to Basgiath. Zane graduates, leaves for his military post, but he and Violet get permission to visit each other every week because their dragons are mated, Sigale and Tairn. Violet meets some new recruits, doesn't really get to know them too much because, a lot of them die, including Liam's younger sister, who is Sloane, and also the king's son, whose name is Eric, but she kind of recognizes him. The royal bloodline has these like piercing, I think they're green eyes, and just like immediately knows who he is.
Most
And
they
they
like
also
grew
grew
up
up together.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also learned that Jack Barlow is actually alive. Nolan's basically been mending him for months on
Bunch of
end for
baloney.
some insane, weird reason, which they never really
They
say
never
why.
talk about. I think that we'll
No, it's
learn
like,
more
why
about
did you
that.
pick a random recruit to just mend and not somebody else?
I think that he. Do you think that
Did you
maybe
do it just
the?
to test that you could do it? Like, yeah, it's just
Well, I don't want it
so.
to spoil the fact that
Or
because you
maybe
haven't
they
gotten to
found
the
him
Venom
alive.
part, but like, yeah, I feel like it's because I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
he
they
was like,
found him alive and they're like, we have to save him. I
or
don't
maybe
know.
we have to pretend like he's actually not.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were testing if they could change him back after he turned.
Yeah, maybe. Violet
Okay.
also begins her research to learn more about the first Dragon Riders and how to, put the wards up in Erasia or Ryerson House.
Yeah.
Because that will be super big, especially on their front. They're really close to, well, they're not protected and they can be attacked at any time, kind of.
Yes.
So Violet also tells Rhiannon and her other friends what the country has been hiding, the Venom and the Wyvern. She keeps it from them for a while, but then finally she's like, okay, I need their help because she needs to break into the library. They need to break into like a top secret section because she finds out there's 2 journals from the original 6 writers that made the original wards,
Mm-hmm.
and they think that there's something in there they could find that would tell them how to get the wards back up in Ratia, because there's a lot of books about mending wards and extending wards, but there isn't a lot about how they created the wards to begin with.
How the people made it in the first place. Yeah. Okay.
Violet is basically caught pretty much right after with only one of the journals, so one did get out by Major Varish, who is the like kind of new head commandant guy, and they've kind of been going at it for a while because he knows that they know about the wyvern and all that stuff, so he kind of been trying to assassinate everyone from that day.
Yeah. Barish
For
is a
months now.
psychopath.
Yeah, he's a psycho. He tortures her, can't get anything out of her, so he brings in Dane. He finally convinces Dane to put his hands on Violet's face because he can read people's like memories or whatever, and she's not strong enough to protect against it, so she's like, okay, I'm just going to show him what I want him to see.
I'm
Then
gonna show him the truth.
yeah, and she like forces all this in his brain. Dane kind of like pretends like, oh my god, this, I still don't believe you, but he really does. He ends up stabbing Varish in the side of the stomach. Zayden shows up with Garrick, and they kind of kill everybody, make it out, and her mom is there and is like, "That's fine. I kind of did all this to protect you." You find out that she made this deal with Zayden to kind of look after her. Zayden could kind of come into the recruitment, basically.
Yeah,
So
that was the deal. Not only
yeah, that was
one of
part of
the
the deal.
lashes
Yeah,
on his back is, I think, to symbolize her.
yeah.
Like, you can have all these people that you're responsible, but you're also responsible for my daughter.
Yeah. So, and then they're kind of like, fine, you can leave. You have like 1 hour basically. During this time, Taryn shares all the information with the other dragons about the venom, and half of Basgaia, maybe a little bit more, and some of the teachers are like, cool, we're down. We're not staying here to fight at Basgaia anymore. We're going to come with y'all. So they do, and now they're at Ryerson House. Violet starts to read the journal. She thinks she's found a way to get the wards back up, and she thinks she just needs 6 of the most powerful dragons. Her plan works, but not really. The wards do come up, but they're just kind of slowly getting weaker and weaker by the minute. She also begins to train with her lightning wielding signet. I forget what the teacher's name was, but
He
he
was
was with Zayden in his council. He wasn't a teacher,
No, but he
but
used to, didn't he used
I
to
think he
be?
might have he knew all the people, so he might have used to be a teacher,
Yeah, no,
but I
but
don't remember what
then,
his name is.
well, whenever Zayden, whenever Brennan battled, like
Mm-hmm.
that, there was like a whole flight of people, and I think he was in that or
Okay.
something. He
Yeah.
was connected to the school in some way. He was a
Yeah.
general at some point, and then he
Right.
flipped sides and pretended to be dead.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, he's teaching her how to control her lightning because she's kind of just like a glass cannon. She just
Well, Varish was
can
making
summon a
her.
lot, and then yeah, and Varish and I can't remember that guy's name either.
It's okay. It was not
It wasn't
Nolan.
Emeterio, whatever his name
Oh,
is. It was no
wasn't
somebody
it?
else. No,
Anyways, they like made her practice to the point like they wanted to see how many she could do, almost to
per
the point
hour,
where
but
she
not
could
like
burn out.
not accuracy at all.
Yeah.
So she's really strong and can summon like big lightning bolts, but she can't like aim them for anything.
Yeah, but now she's learning how to use it.
Yeah. So then they're like, okay, we need to. We also need to worry about making weapons to fight the venom. We need to put these wards in them that can kill the venom. We have this forge, but we don't have a luminary that can kind of put the wards inside of these. So
Yeah.
they go to a nearby country where they talk to a guy named Tekaris, to retrieve this luminary in exchange for
Takaris.
all he wants to see basically is the lightning wielding by Violet. He's heard about it. Zayden's wary because
He likes
Takaris likes to collect things, and he's like, he's going to offer you something that like you basically can't refuse. She does refuse it. I think it's basically just like, we'll basically give you an island where no one will find you. You just have to stay here for 3 years, but after that, you and whoever you want can go to this island, live however you like, have all this stuff, and you'll be safe. But she's like, no, like I'm not just gonna leave
I
the
never
the
really
world
understood
to
that
die.
either.
Yeah,
Like, why doesn't he just take all of his people, Catriona and all the people that are in this paradise
I don't know.
that's also kind of at threat? Aren't they under attack as well?
I think so. I don't think they're in the wards.
No. Yeah, so it's
No.
just like, why don't they just go to this island where nobody can find them?
Maybe that's the backup plan. I don't know.
Maybe so.
Violet, while talking to him, meets Catriona, Zayden's ex fiance. A griffin rider, stunningly beautiful, has the ability to intensify emotions, and while she's there, she's kind of just messing with Violet,
I love it.
making her kind of second guess herself, second guess Aiden's love, all that things. Violet does show the lightning. She ends up killing a venom that's like trapped in a box, proving herself and kind of fulfilling this deal where then they start trading weapons with them. They also get the luminary, so now kind of all the pieces are falling into place. The next step is Violet is still angry with Dane, but he's the only one who knows this kind of dead language that this second journal they haven't read yet is translated in.
Yeah.
So she kind of allows him to help her. They're kind of rebuilding a little bit of those walls that were built up,
Slowly, I feel like
becoming friends again. Yeah,
it's gonna take some time.
yeah,
She holds grudges,
yeah.
as we know.
While they're there, they're also getting to learn about runes, and runes you can put spells in, you can put your power into to kind of use at a later
I think
time. You can
that the
store
rune
power
magic
into them.
is so cool.
Yeah, it was really cool that we got to learn about that. And you find out that that's what the wyvern, there's just like runes inside of the wyvern. So I don't, and I was asking you and my sister, like, are the wyvern dead because they talk about their teeth are rotting and then they just shove these runes in them and like bring them back?
Maybe they're dead dragons, but I don't
That's what
know.
I'm thinking.
I
They're
thought that the
corrupted.
difference between the wyvern and the dragon was their
Yeah,
legs.
they have more like. That's what I'm wondering if
So
these are.
it's
Well,
a
I'm just saying
different.
wherever the venom come from, maybe they have wyvern and they die and then they bring them back.
Oh,
Like that's what I'm wondering is
maybe. Yeah,
because
we
the
don't.
mom was like cut them open, you know, like you'll see, and then yeah, they cut them open. They're just like full of these like obsidian rocks with runes
Yeah, I
written all
know.
over
I
them.
don't know. I don't think we have that information yet.
We'll find out. We also, you know, learned that after they get this luminary, they also bring all the Griffin riders back with them. So now,
Oh my
not only
gosh.
is it, you know, half of Basgiath, but now they have all the Griffin riders there too, and they
At
have to kind
Ryerson
of
House.
at Ryerson House, yeah, and they have to kind of forge these bonds together. You know, these bonds that they've been like, hey, this is your sworn enemy. Well, now it's someone who's in your group, and get used to it. But they kind of do. Like they see the Griffin riders are really strong and really good at like the not like simple magic, but
Runes.
yeah, like runes, but they can do magic, just not like the dragons can. But they're
Yeah.
really good at. I just forget what it's called.
Well,
It's
and
a certain type of magic.
they are raised to be distrusting of each other's people
Yeah,
because they were born as enemies, but really they have that common enemy of the venom.
yeah. Now it's we only have one enemy, so get
Yeah.
used to it. Violet also learns Zayden has a second signet, so not only is he Shadow Daddy, he is also an Intensic, which is a mind reader. He can't really read minds. He can more see intentions when people are talking,
But like
which is also very good.
being an intensic is
Instant death, yeah. So nobody really knows about that.
first year there was whenever she saw somebody like realize they were an
Yeah, they
intensic, they
snapped his
snapped
neck.
his
Yeah,
neck. Which whenever they revealed that part,
his uncle bonded Sigale,
no, it was just I thought it was
their
his great
grandfather.
grandfather.
Yeah, it's one. Well, it's basically if it's like a bloodline thing. Then typically, if a dragon bonds in the same bloodline, you can have a chance to get like a second power.
Signet.
And they thought that he did, but since he was so strong with the shadows, they're like, oh, he just must not have one. But
Mm-hmm.
he did have this the whole time. He just never told anybody.
Yeah, because they
But
would
it's
murdered
why
him.
he's so good at fighting and everything because he can kind of see,
He could predict what your move is
yeah,
gonna
what your move's
be.
gonna be.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
whenever I found out this part, I was just I was so shocked. And then I was like, oh God, now Violet has another reason to be mad because she's
yeah.
gonna second guess every part of the relationship and be like, no, you just made me fall for you or so, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know.
Uh,
I don't think she's gonna. Hopefully not.
No, I don't think so either. General Melgren can predict the future, and he comes to them after they've been gone for a while, and he's like, "Hey, we need you guys to come back. I see like a big battle in the future, and we're basically just
We're gonna
slaughtered.
lose.
Like we're gonna lose horribly." They realize it's not at the location he predicts. It's actually they're gonna come to the War College to take the ward down. So Violet, Zeta, and most of the school they go to Basgiath to basically defend the school,
Yeah.
keep the wards up.
Hold on, before I you move on. In that scene where he comes and asks for their aid, General Sorengale is there, and
Mm-hmm.
that's when
Sees
she sees
Brennan, yeah,
Brennan for the first time.
yeah,
And Mira also comes to Basgiath with like a bunch of her riders, not Basgiath. Mira also comes to the house
yeah. After a little bit, yeah,
and like supports them and
yep,
sees that Brennan's alive. So
yep.
like there's like a big bit of a family reunion prior to this big attack,
Yep.
but it's all
The
very
Soren Gales are back together.
yeah, but it's all very like new and they're all very upset that Brennan wasn't honest. Mom didn't tell him the truth about this the whole time and
Yep.
blah blah blah. Lots of family tension.
Yep.
All right.
Messy family dynamics.
Yeah.
While they are defending the school, they realize they need to kind of put somebody on the ward itself because they fear it's going to be destroyed. They go down there to defend it, and lo and behold, Mr. Jack Barlow is
Look who it
there. Has
is.
been a Venom the entire time. He reveals that basically since book one, he's been a Venom. When he's attacking Violet, holding her head, he's actually shooting like the dark power into her head.
Oh my god.
She even talks about his red eyes.
Yeah, which I
We just
totally
didn't realize because we
overlooked.
didn't know about the Venom
We
until the
didn't
end of
know
the
about
book.
it.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
until the end of the
pretty big
book.
twist.
It was a
So
good one.
he kills his dragon there, slits its throat over the
Insane.
ward, and it extinguishes it, breaking it in two pieces.
Oh
The
no.
wards are now down. Right as that's happening, the Venom and the Wyvern are kind of like on the edge of it. Once it goes down, they ride in. There's a big battle. Jacinia and Violet realize that, oh, this piece of writing where we thought it was 6, it's actually a 7. So they need 7 dragons, not 6, and they have this big back and forth, like where there can't be. There's only 6 types of dragons, not 7. And then, oh, finally it dawns on Violet that little Andarna is a 7th type, which anytime, it's like the whole book. It's like, oh, Andarna looks weird today. She's got reddish, green,
Her
purpley,
scales are
brown
changing
scale. Yeah, it's
colors.
like every time we saw her.
Yeah.
So yes, Andarna has been waiting 650 years in a shell for Violet to come along. She hatches, and she is the seventh kind of hidden type of dragon.
My thing though, it really bums me out that now they can't ward um Zayden's house,
Well, they don't
Ryerson
need
house.
powerful. They just need. Well, yeah, they would need a seventh type.
She
Yeah.
doesn't have there's no more. She's like the last one of that species.
I mean, I feel no. There's probably another one.
You think there's more?
Yeah.
Hopefully so. Fingers crossed, everybody.
Yeah. So while this is going on, they figure all this out. Brennan starts to mend the broken ward. You can't mend magic, but you can mend stone. So he is mending this ward back together. He gets it. They realize like we don't have time because we have to imbue all of our power into it. And when we did it in Eratia, it took weeks and weeks with several writers kind of doing it nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
So Violet's like, well, I'm just going to put all my power into it right now. Screw it. Screw Shadow Daddy. Screw Taryn. We're just going to.
No, she didn't say screw them, but
She
she
did.
was
She did.
no.
Yeah, it
She
was written.
no, it was
Yep,
not.
page 492,
That's a reference to Harry Potter
maybe.
and Snape.
No, she doesn't say that. But, obviously they're not going to let her do that. They pull her off. And then Violet's mom, General Sorengale, is like, she basically forces Sloane to, because Sloane absorbs all of the mom's power and her dragon's power and then unleashes it, imbuing the stone instantly, but killing Mama Sorengale and the dragon. Brennan shouldn't have been such a dickhead to your mom.
Well, I mean,
Oh boy.
I
That was the first thing I
know.
thought. I was like, I bet he's going to be unhappy. The
I'm
last thing you said to
sure.
her was you being a dickhead.
Yeah. But I
But,
mean, I feel like there's gonna be like a lot of things that come out. I know that
yeah.
there was a lot whenever you were making the predictions in Fourth Wing about like how you thought that General Sorengale was the one that killed her husband. I was like, no, I don't think so.
No.
I do
No,
think
I
that we're gonna
now,
find out some more about Papa
yeah,
Sorengale.
I don't think she killed him now, but I do think that he found some stuff out. I think he's still alive and she like
Well,
hit him somewhere.
I think that
But that's
he's
predictions for
I
next
think
episode.
he's responsible for Andarna being like hidden away. I don't know
Maybe.
how.
I think he's either hidden away somewhere or I think he's
A
head
villain.
venom.
Oh
Head
my
venom in
gosh.
charge. Yep.
All right, well, that is a theory right there. We'll
Calling her
see.
right now. While this is all going on, Xaden can sense Violet weakening in a desperate attempt to save her.
No.
Begins to draw his power directly from the source of the earth. And you guys know what that means.
Oh my
Iron
god.
Flame ends with Xaden revealing to Violet that he turned Venom in order to save her. And then in the kind of the sub chapter, the last one, it's from Xaden's point of view. He wakes up. He's asleep with Violet. He had this weird dream about the sage and killing him. And he goes to a now imprisoned Jack Barlow to ask him, hey brother, how can I switch back?
Hey, brother.
Yeah, and Jack says, there is no way, brother. Welcome to the family. And then he gives him the shaka and they hug, maybe a little kiss.
Shut up. No,
I mean, you don't know.
I just think that's so funny. Charlie likes to read the last paragraph
Yeah,
of the
paragraph to
last
sentence. Yeah, chapters.
chapter.
Yeah, last chapters. Sentences of the last chapters.
Anyways, he likes to read the last paragraph.
Yeah.
And the very
Of the
first
last page of the book. Normally it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, and they walked into the woods as it drizzled. And it's like, oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, what a beautiful
it's
moment.
never ruined a book for me till book one. And
And then
it
almost
would have
book
done this one,
two.
but I didn't do it.
Yeah, I like checked. I was like, I'll let you know if you can do that.
Yes,
No,
I've now stopped doing that.
well, yeah, you just can't with this genre. Like you were saying, where you felt like chapter to chapter she left you on like a cliffhanger, almost like a
Yes.
TV series.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like she writes. I think a lot of fantasy books probably write like that because I've experienced it a decent amount, especially whenever it's like a big series.
I think so.
I don't know, like they drop in. It's kind of like
Maybe.
I don't know. I mean, it makes me think of like, okay, now we have to find out what happens next. What's gonna happen to Xaden? Find out on next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And we've been waiting for this episode for like a year and a half.
It's true.
Yes. Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday. Okay. So let me ask you some questions, Charlie. Second
Ask
year.
away.
Okay. Second year cadets attend a secret course required for graduation, RSC, Rider survival course. The interrogations and the field operations help prepare them for war. But throughout the book, RSC is an opportunity for sabotage, torture, and misuse of power by leadership. Do you think that RSC is an effective method of preparation for the horrors of war? Or do you think that it ultimately strengthened the riders, or did it break them in any way?
I think it's a little bit of both. You kind of learn the Griffins don't do anything like this. They're like shocked that they're killing like cadets.
I know.
They just jump off a cliff, try to catch a Griffin. If not, they land in the water, and it's like, well, too bad. I guess go join the army.
Whenever they told them that, and they were all like, wait, you land in the water?
Yeah. One, it's like, okay, that you think like, well, no, they're just as good of fighters.
Yeah,
They're fearless. I think the interrogation stuff is good. I do think that
it's
if
necessary.
if there's a chance you're going to be captured by enemy lines, you should have some type of interrogation. But Varish is just sadistic and was doing a lot, torturing her,
He
and
was using RSC to break and torture Violet because he
yeah,
knew that she knew something.
yeah. And with Nolan mending her, he just like would break her, mend her, break her,
And
and
on
it was
top of
just over
that,
and over again.
they were trying to like kill her.
Yeah.
Multiple times they
So
had like assassinators try and oops.
assassinators. Yeah. So I think RC is a good thing on the whole, but Varish is twisted. So probably this year it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
I also don't think they should be killing cadets. I think that's kind of
No, they're like college. They're like freshmen in college.
yeah,
So I agree with that sentiment.
yeah,
I do understand like this mentality of like weeding out the weak. It's not as justifiable as that though.
yeah,
You know? All right.
yeah. Send them
So
to the infantry or the scribes or the healers.
yeah,
Other
right.
places for them.
Right. Zayden seems to believe that trust between Violet and himself has to develop without complete transparency. Do you agree?
Yes, 1,000,000%.
You believe that he should tell her everything?
No, without transparency.
I know, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, no, I understand. You think elaborate some more. Tell
Well, I
me
mean, it's like anything.
why.
Like if I was if I worked for the government, for the FBI, and I had like secret intelligence, and you were just like, we can't get married till you tell me everything. I'm like, well, I
I need to know
literally
every
can't.
deet. Yeah.
So I guess we're not getting married.
Yeah. No, I
It's just a
understand.
bit, and he has, hundreds of people depending on him. 107 of them can get killed if he messes up or gets caught. So it's just like it's a little bit dumb, I
It's
guess you could
just like
say.
a ridiculous expectation. I do think that
Yeah,
I
it's a little bit much.
understand why she has some of the trust issues she has.
Yeah.
Like her mother has known this whole time, and
No, I get it, and it's like, okay, be mad for a few days, but then like sit down and have a talk with them. But she's just like, we're not talking unless you tell me everything. We can't be in love unless you tell me everything. Like, Jesus. Like, okay, I guess I can't do anything with that. So
no, she's not that bad. She gets,
she was very annoying in this book. I'm
I
sorry.
know at the
Sorry, y'all.
beginning, she got better.
It did. The second half of the book was better than the first
Yeah.
half. It was
Well,
a
she like
lot.
got over it a little
It was
bit.
just so much back and forth of
And once
I
you,
hate him. I love him. I hate him. I love him. I want this man. I can't stand him. I want this man. I can't trust him.
I feel like
Just get over it.
just kiss him
Just
already.
kiss him.
No, I just
God, get to the showers. You guys know.
get on the chair.
Yeah.
That's one of my
Oh, geez.
that's one of my favorite.
Spoilers.
Oh wait, that's not that big of a spoiler. That's one of my favorite lovey scenes. Well, I don't know if I call it love.
Yeah.
Sexy scenes.
Zayden gripping the table.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Next question, Jennifer.
Okay, I'm sorry. Navarre isolates itself from other lands with leadership prioritizing its own people's safety over the global good. Is this stance justifiable?
No. I think it's
Okay.
pretty lame. Yeah, I mean, it could be that short. No, like,
No, I agree.
I mean, they're really safe and protected behind the wards. The Griffins only attack because they need weapons to defend from the venom.
Yeah.
They know about the venom, but they chose not to tell people. It's like you could easily defend some of these villages that are being attacked and just
Yeah.
destroyed by the venom.
Well, and like they have a
If
lot of
you,
land too. Couldn't they just
yeah,
like
I don't get it at
move
all.
people into
Yeah,
the wards and be like, okay, we're good to go.
yeah, I don't get it.
You guys are set.
It's really dumb.
Yeah, I
Like you
agree.
have friggin' dragons.
Yeah, right. Right. And a ward protecting people.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you bring some more people in? Okay, so Yaros is unafraid to kill even significant characters. Whose death in Iron Flame has surprised you the most?
In this book, it would definitely be the moms. I didn't see.
Yeah.
I thought Mira for sure. I didn't think the mom was gonna die.
Well, you thought the mom was evil, so
Well, I mean, I could see her coming back. I didn't think she was gonna die though. I thought it
yeah.
was gonna be Mira for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, or maybe Brennan, but I was like, I didn't see the mom at all. Didn't
Well,
see
I
it
don't
coming.
think that Brennan, God, that would have been so tragic. He's been alive this whole time and then he
Fake
just
dies again.
dies.
Book 3 comes back for the revolution of the revolution.
Okay.
It's like
That would be
Inception.
that would just no, stop.
He
That would be
turns
so
into a Venom.
confusing.
Yeah, like what?
What? Is he dead
Wait,
or is
we're
he
the
alive?
bad guys. The Venom are the good guys.
What?
Yeah.
All right, what do you predict will happen next to Zayden and to his relationship with Violet?
I think book 3. Well, I hope book 3 is going to be more of an adventure. I think they're kind of done with the school and learn. I mean, they'll probably have like some teaching going on with some of the writers, but I feel like you know, uh, class is over, school is out for the summer. If you get what I'm saying.
Oh my god, stop.
But yeah, I think this one's going to be like them traveling to distant lands. They're probably going to discover where the venom actually come from,
Yeah,
finding Shadow Daddy a cure,
yeah.
so he's not a venom anymore.
Yeah, I feel
Also,
like
how corrupted is he? Is one and done? And he's just now like a vampire, or is it like there are levels to it?
I feel like the
But I think they're still
longer
going to be in love. I mean, they went to bed together in the final part, so I don't know if she's mad. I think Segale is going to be more mad than Violet is that he did that because
yeah,
now I don't know if that's going to mess their bond up. I don't know if he's now dragonless.
I
I don't
hope
know.
not.
I don't
I
know how
think
that
that she
works.
was kind of like distant. I don't know if they can communicate anymore. I don't
I
know
don't
if
know.
they can communicate. I'm not quite sure. That would really be so sad though if like it broke the bond
Yeah.
between all of them because then if that's the case, could Sigale die? That's what I was so worried about earlier. But if she
Well,
dies,
I feel like
then
the dragons have a choice, don't they?
yeah, because yeah, I guess you're right. What if she bonded somebody else? No, let's not go
I
there.
think they're gonna be all right.
So sad. I think so too. I think they'll figure it out. So there's gonna be some sort of twist, and it's gonna be like, oh, actually, they can do this.
Well, no, or that she'll get kicked out of the Empyrean or whatever it is. Maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah, could
Maybe I
be.
don't know.
Yeah, she
Um,
really loves Zayden.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So my final review would be 3.8, maybe a 4 for Fourth Wing. This one, I think I'm gonna do a solid 3. The
Yikes.
first third of the book really kind of grinded my gears a little bit. The enemies to lovers back and forth for a big chunk of it. It got old very quickly.
I know you
And I know she
complained a
wrote
lot.
this. Yeah, she wrote it in like 6 months. So I'm hoping this one she had like a year and a half, I think. So
Yeah,
I'm hoping this one is better. I think it will be better.
yeah,
Book 2 is rushed, I think, and
yeah. Well, it
I think
was
a
a
lot
lot.
of people feel like that.
It was really similar. I was a little disappointed when I read it that we like whenever you go from enemies to lovers, it's like this delicious buildup, and you're like, yay, okay, now they're lovers, woohoo.
Yeah, no, back
But
to
then it's
enemies.
just like doing the same thing again. I was just like, oh man,
When you had
felt
so many,
like
like you had Varish, you had Catriona, you had plenty of people you could do the enemies thing with.
yeah,
And like she became friends with Catriona. It's like, why didn't you stick to this? Like, why did you make them like
yeah.
this weird tension for like a quarter of the book, a third of the book? It was just
Well, I think
stupid.
that for me it was just like, oh, okay. Well, I'll do it. I'll do it. But she was a little bit whiny. I was like, you could get over this a lot quicker.
Yes,
I
even her
think that
friends were like, "You're
you're
being
milking it,
stupid."
babe.
Yeah,
Just
like
get
get
over it.
over it.
All right.
Jeez, Louise.
So we are so excited about Onyx Storm. Tune in for that little
I just
short
don't know. I
episode
pre-ordered my book
episode
on
tomorrow.
Amazon, so I don't know. I
Mine's
hope I
coming
get
in on
it. I hope I
Audible.
get it by Wednesday. I mean, I have Prime, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure it
I'm
will.
gonna get that deluxe edition though.
I know. I'm so excited to see
You
it.
can't touch it.
I
Don't
will
even look
touch
at
it.
it. Don't even open it. Don't even
I
think
will
about
do
it.
I will do all of those things.
All right, so now that we wrapped up my book, why don't we get into The Institute by Stephen King? Why don't you give us the synopsis?
All right. In the middle of the night, intruders silently murder young Luke Ellis's parents and steal him away from his suburban Minneapolis home, an operation that takes less than 2 minutes. Luke will wake up in a faraway room that looks just like his own, except there's no window, and outside his door are several other doors, behind which are several other kids with very special abilities and who arrive at wherever here is in the same way Luke did. They're all localized in the area known as front half, which is a good thing. No one ever returns from back half. Nevertheless, the incarcerated children are intended to serve, given that the staff is ruthlessly dedicated to extracting the force of their extranormal gifts. Cooperation is rewarded and resistance means brutality. And as each new victim disappears to back half, Luke becomes increasingly desperate to somehow find a way out and get help, even though no one has ever escaped from the living hell known as the Institute.
The Institute.
Dun
Don't
dun.
go to back half.
Yeah. So
Front half's fun, man. You get cigarettes, you
you
get
get
booze.
booze.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is like let them give you a
You're in your own
thermostat in the butt.
thermostat.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
You know what I
Dr.
mean.
Seuss over here.
Okay. So this book was really, really good. It was a great second Stephen King novel coming
Yeah.
from my first
Yeah. You
exposure
actually
to him.
liked this one.
I did. No offense to Salem's Lot, which I feel like my funny bad review gives it a lot of hate for being something newer. And apparently he's like lost his touch, but I digress.
I don't think so.
I don't either. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really, I really love a book that has kind of a wholesome character. Like I love that with Einstein when I read
Yeah.
like the book about the dog.
Mhm.
I was just about to say the name, but and then this one
The
is,
Watchers.
yes, but this one is all about a little boy or a couple of kids, and I
Mhm.
feel like as a teacher I was just able to really have a lot of compassion, and like I think that's anyone, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, being tortured children. Okay, so the genre is horror fiction, thriller, sci-fi. The Goodreads score is 4.2.
And
And
that makes me mad. I think every single one of my books has been rated lower than
mhm.
every single one of your books.
Oh,
Even friggin'
somehow
Butcher and Blackbird somehow.
I know.
Jesus.
I know. And that book
Oof.
apparently that I just saw on Book Talk that Butcher and Blackbird has just gotten picked up to do a television show.
Like a porn?
Shut it.
How are they gonna? Okay,
They did 50 Shades. You've never read that one. Ooh, that'd be a fun read for you.
I'm good.
All right.
Uh,
So
I think I will DNF that.
I would love for you to read like Twilight too. All right. So my funny review. I'm afraid Uncle Stevie has lost his fastball. There used to be a time where he could crank out hit after hit with memorable characters and epic plots. What we're getting from him now is what we see from once great athletes who have had their big payday and are clearly past their primes. Lots of sports analogies.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the funk you put on that review. Some
Thank you.
attitude.
Yeah. I mean,
Y'all aren't
apparently I'm
watching. She's
mad.
really like getting into it with the hand movements and
Yeah. I'm just yeah,
yeah,
trying to like channel my inner
channel it. Yeah,
rude person. I don't know. I feel like people that give it 1 star, I think that these are funny, and I would love to do some shorts where we just like do a bunch of 1 star reviews for
Mhm.
like our top favorite books. But I think that 1 star reviews are hilarious because it's just like you really don't even think it deserves like 2.5. Like you read the
Yeah,
book. If you're willing to read the book, buy the book. I don't know.
yeah. I
It's
think
just
if you
silly.
finish the book, there's no way it's a 1 star book. If
Yeah.
it was that bad, you wouldn't have finished it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like some of these people are just trying to like, I don't know, get likes on Goodreads or
I
something. I
know.
have no idea.
No hate to people on
Yeah,
Goodreads.
and
We love Goodreads,
maybe they really
but
did. Maybe this is a huge Stephen King fan. I think. I mean, he had a lot of big stinkers in like the middle, like the early 2000s. He had a bad run.
yeah.
And I mean, he's got like 70 books. They can't all be great.
Yeah, they're not
He's got some great books from the past. I thought the
the Institute.
Instinct was really good.
I
I
really
enjoyed it a
liked
lot.
it. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. Okay, my quick rundown. It opens up with Tim Jameson. He is a disgraced cop, and basically he is on a plane, is like the opening scene, headed to New York. He ends up getting off the plane, giving up his seat for somebody else, and hitchhiking to where he ends up, which is Dupre, South Carolina. Meanwhile, in Minneapolis, Luke, a 12-year-old prodigy, so he's a very intelligent boy with mild telekinetic abilities, is kidnapped. Luke is taken to a facility called the Institute where many kidnapped kids with TK or TP, so telekinetic powers or telepathic abilities, are being held. Just like I said in a second ago, a second ago, he has mild telekinetic powers. So they're just taking anybody that is on the radar
Yeah.
because they're kind of desperate at this point in time. I guess TK and TP abilities are getting bred out of
Yeah.
people.
Hmm.
All right.
We didn't mention too that his parents are like brutally murdered.
Oh yeah. Well, I said that. Didn't I say they were killed? No.
No, I mean he's
Um.
kidnapped. Yeah, he's kidnapped, but like his parents are like shot in the head. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Well, they like it's very. I don't know. It's very secret ops,
yeah. They
like
come
level
in at
people.
like late at night when they're sleeping,
Put
put
bags
bags
over
over their
their head and
heads.
shoot them in the head,
Yeah,
and then they lie to all the kids saying,
I think they drug. Don't they stick him with something and like drug him and knock him
"Oh
out?
yeah, they
Yeah.
they drug him." So the facility is divided into two sections. In the front half, kids are tested on and tortured to enhance their ability. In the back half, kids are put to work to be used as psychic drones to kill certain targets. So at a certain point, they're whenever you go to back half, they're used so much in this way that they get very severe headaches that slowly destroys their brains and minds, and they are becoming a gork is what they call them. It's just
Yeah.
kind of
It's
like
like
a
a
mindless
zombie.
zombie
Yeah.
psychic. So they can still use their powers until they die. They're living in like horrible conditions in the back half of back half
Yeah.
too, like really messed up stuff. So Luke makes lots of friends while he's there that are also in captivity. Avery is a 10-year-old boy who is one of the youngest people at the Institute. He has TP, which is he can like communicate like words in other people's minds.
Hmm.
Luke can just like mess with things on tables, like
Yeah.
trays and doors, and
Hmm.
for those of you who don't know what that means. That's another character. He's very important to the plot. Luke helps Maureen, a housekeeper, during all of these kids that are there at the institute with him. So Maureen is a person on staff that just like sets up the rooms before new arrivals comes. Luke ends up helping her out of debt. He's found a way to access the computers because he's a genius. He figures out, okay, you're struggling with debt. I'm going to look up a way. And he figures out that she doesn't actually owe debt. She just needs to get like a lawyer and she can fight this, which she ends up doing. She's so in debt to him. She's so grateful that she's like, I'm going to help you escape. And so she helps him escape. Before she does, she gives him a flash drive with video proof of all the atrocities happening in back half or at the institute in general. Then she kills herself. Then Luke ends up going all the way to Dupre. He escapes through the playground. He goes on a boat that she told him about with this like little river, and then he jumps on a train,
On train. Yep.
and
Just passes
he
out
passes
basically.
out because he's so exhausted and he's hurt from squeezing under this fence. He makes it to Dupre. When he jumps off the train, he like bashes his head in like a pole. When he's in Dupre, he meets up with Tim.
Hmm.
Tim is the very first character that we learned about. I'm going to call him the hero sometimes just because that's what he's like considered. The people from the Institute, like Miss Sigsby, when she's talking to Tim, who is like the headmaster at the Institute, she's very evil. She refers to him sarcastically as, oh, the hero. So Tim gets shown all of the flash drive stuff with the other people that work at the police station. They get convinced. And then, right as they're like, okay, we're going to help you, people from the Institute show up to take Luke back.
Yep. And they
Um,
got guns and
they have guns, but the people of
force and
Dupre did not
they
let,
got guns too.
yeah, they were like, oh, not in my town. And they,
Mm.
and they are subdued. So they like fight these like trained like
Yeah.
assassins off. I think that they were really surprised that just like normal people would shoot at them, I
Hmm.
guess. So many are left dead, including people of Dupre and all of those people that came to take him back, except for the headmistress, Miss Sigsby. Luke and Tim head back to the Institute to save the rest of the kids, and Luke negotiates with the Institute to stall for time. Basically, they like put Miss Sigsby in the front seat and make her drive. They shoot the person that they think is Tim, and that's how she dies. Which I'm just like, I'm glad this woman died because she was
Yeah.
so evil.
She was evil.
Yeah. All right. So back at the Institute, Ivory and the other back half kids have learned how to collectively use their powers to fight back. So I don't know if I said this. They're using their psychic abilities in like this mind hive. They play them this video and
Yeah.
they can show them a person once they've got all of their power synced up. And they show them this person on this video, and like a whatever they want to happen to them, like a car accident or a shooting,
Hmm.
and then that person dies.
Yes, they can like will people. Well, not will, but
But basically, they can
make
like
things happen.
cause an
Yeah,
attack. So
an accident, I
yes,
guess. Yeah.
so now those same kids that were being used in this way have learned. Avery, the most powerful one, the youngest, they're able to control their powers as a group. So they collectively hold hands and they'll use their powers to like fight against the people that are working there still. And as they are doing this, they also realize that the Gorks can help their powers like be stronger. So they're all helping. So the back half kids get trapped towards the end. The people that were working there still like decided to gas like this chemical through to just like kill them and be like, oh, it's fine. We'll just start over. How horrible. And they also realized there must be more kids and more institutes around the world that are working together. So like to try and kill all these people that are potential hazards to humanity. I don't know.
Hmm.
So as Luke and Tim arrive at the institute, Avery uses his powers to connect with all the other institutes and causes the building that they are in to levitate. All the while, there was like three other kids that were important to the story, Nick and Letitia.
No, I think it's Lakeisha. Or, yeah, because her nickname is Keisha, right?
Yes, you're
Or
right.
it's Kalisha.
It's Kalisha. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. So they're also helping escape Nick and Lakeisha, and there's this one other girl, I can't remember her name. She was kind of minor.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think they all escape while Avery's like holding down the fort with the Gorks and like levitates this building and puts it on the front half and just crushes front half.
Yeah. Well, it also
Killing,
destroys the top half too.
yes,
Yeah.
killing a lot of people that worked there, but also a decent amount of kids died. So, but I think that they were already like drugged and killed. I don't know. I'm hoping that they didn't just like kill people. In the end, only a few staff are alive and a handful of kids. Luke, Tim, and a few others back half kids are alive. Avery and many others are dead. The survivors leave and they're the staff there and they just drive off. 3 months later, a man with a lisp who we saw like or we heard of once or twice before in the beginning of the book. He is like the person that the institute calls to. He is like who they, you know,
Big boss man.
he is the big boss man. Thank you.
Yeah.
So he just comes to their farm and tries to make them kind of feel bad about escaping. It's like, you ruined everything. The world is now in danger. So he explains that the Institute was necessary for the safety of the world and that there are people that they had called precogs, so precognitive abilities. They could predict the future, and then they would use the institute kids to eliminate the future threats that the precogs identified.
Yeah.
So they would predict, oh, this man is going to create a bomb that
It's like
destroys the world. Like,
it's
what?
like Minority Report.
Yes.
If you great
Explain.
great Tom Cruise movie.
Okay, so yep,
They
that's the
have
movie.
precogs. They can detect like future murders. They arrest people until he gets framed when the precog tries to frame him.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
And
I've
then
never seen that
you should
movie.
watch it. It's incredible.
Okay,
It's
well,
great.
I know what we're
Good
doing tonight,
sci-fi.
which I do love that. Okay, so anyways, Luke basically is like, so he's like I said before, he's a prodigy. He's very
Yeah.
smart. He's given
like,
it a
shut
lot of
up,
thought.
nerd.
Yeah, he's like, okay, your system is flawed. The math is not mathin'. The predictions that the precognition could give is most accurate in the immediate future, not in the distant future. So even though you have had us kill these people,
Mm-hmm.
like the percentage of it actually happening is pretty low. So they're so further out, the more random it becomes. The man with a lisp disagrees, and then he just like leaves.
Yeah, he's like, whatever, okay.
Yeah, he's like, sure,
Fine, bye
we're gonna
then.
we're gonna make some more institutes anyways, and I'm sure that's what they did. He like threatened them, like, you can't say anything to anybody. Nobody would believe you, but also we'd kill you. Cool.
What's like? Why would you just kill him anyway?
Yeah, well, like, he's not the only person running the institute,
Yeah.
but he is probably super important. So the other kids are slowly return to whatever family they have left. The institute murdered their parents, but Luke stays with Tim. The book ends with Luke thinking about what a hero little Avery was, and I was sad. I liked the ending. Um,
And I was sad.
I liked it a lot. I just wish that, I don't know. I wish that the dude with the lisp or like the people of the institute could have had more of a consequence. It left
Well, I mean, a
me,
lot of them died.
well,
Got crushed in a
well,
building.
the people that work there, and I know that the other institutes kids also, it kind of mentioned that like they basically set off like a domino effect. Other
Right.
people at other institutes had like killed, you know,
Mm.
but I'm sure that these people could also just like rebuild on like a smaller scale. I'm hoping that they don't, but okay, go ahead and tell me.
Well, yeah, I mean, did you like the ending? What did you find it satisfying?
I thought it was good. I thought that old Uncle Stevie threw us a bone with the lisp guy. I didn't think his character was necessary, but I thought, oh, that's nice for him to explain the precogs.
Well, yeah, it's almost like it either way. Like if you even if you didn't know that, it's also like not
Yeah,
that. It's almost feels like kind of useless info, but I guess you do learn
yeah,
like why they're doing it, and then like, oh, it's basically for the greater good. We're tracking people we think are threats. We're killing them before they kill other people.
yeah, but it's just kind
Maybe
of
to
the same.
empathize with them in some way.
Sure, except for the
If you're
fact that they've
killing
killed
kids,
like thousands.
killing
Like
children.
so Professor Sigsby, whatever, the headmistress,
Yeah,
she at the very end, whenever Luke had escaped and they were like, we have to find this kid, we've destroyed children. Like they described it as
yeah,
destroying them, which I mean that it's the truth. They've ruined their entire family. Like they've killed their parents. They've like ruined their brains and use them as like tools, which is horrible. I think that the ending was good. It was just sad, you know. I
mm,
wish that more of the kids would have survived. I'm really happy that they made it out.
good. Okay.
But
I mean, and on top of that, about how about uniqueness, originality? Did you find the book
I thought it
something
was
you've read before? Did you think it was pretty original
I
and
thought
unique?
that this specific like with the brutality was pretty unique. Well, the Maze Runner, you don't find out until like the second book that they're like test subject.
Yeah, I never read the books. I watched the movie. I liked the first one a lot, and after that, it's like I don't care about this
I
anymore.
read the first like
Goes
three
downhill.
books and then it was like a lot. But I honestly should
Yeah,
probably
like
read.
was it Death Cure?
Yeah, but they
And
basically, the second book is all about them in like a lab,
yeah,
and like they were experimented on, and that's why they were put in that the maze in the first place to see who
yeah,
could overcome. But then Dark Visions was so this is the same author. I think it's JL or LJ Smith. She's the same one that wrote all of the Vampire Diaries. Hers book
oh,
was all about like an institute, but it was a bit more romancy, but it was a lot of the same. Like they knew she was psychic because passed like these she answered these specific questions on the SAT, and so they were like, oh, like she's part of this. They pulled her, they wanted to test on her. She fell for somebody that was also being tested, and lo and behold, the people were evil. But it wasn't like this, you
yeah,
know?
hmm,
This is like so sadistic. The people are cruel. And also the idea that they're just like giving kids cigarettes and booze is just crazy.
yeah,
And they're just like hitting kids and killing kids basically.
hmm,
So it was really dark. So no, I haven't read anything that dark in reference to like kids before.
yeah. It definitely gets a little twisted.
But I thought overall, I thought it was so creative the way that I really liked the aspect that he was a prodigy. I think it's funny to think that like of the parallel between Luke, this genius who had like a low level of power, and then Avery, this little boy who, he was just a little kid who was like very powerful, and their friendship. And we talked about it a little bit earlier, but Stephen King has a really good grasp on writing friendship. I
hmm,
enjoyed that part of the plot a lot. All of
yeah, I
the
think he writes younger
characters.
people pretty well.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed the so Kalisha, she like was a really great character that like kind of showed them that we're all in this together. She created that aspect of like family. She
Hmm.
made she made a lot of them feel comfortable, even though it was a really horrible situation.
Yeah.
And they were all bonded by that.
Yeah.
And then Nick was also another character I really enjoyed who kind of showed Luke like how to fight back.
Hmm.
So I thought that was good too.
What about Maureen? Do you think her actions in helping in the end redeemed her in any way? From
No,
being a snitch, a
no.
spy.
So yeah, Maureen, she was basically somebody that Luke helped. And so she was like, oh,
Yeah, you
thank
talked
you.
about
You
it.
helped me.
Hmm.
But I didn't talk about the fact that she was a snitch.
No, no, yeah, just that
She
she helped him.
So she pretended to be like, "Oh, this area over here is quiet where we can talk. You can tell me whatever you want."
Yeah, it was like by the track or like
By
the
the vending
drinks or yeah,
machine.
but there was like microphones there and stuff.
Yeah, and so Miss Sigsby had like enlisted her to basically she was going to get extra money if she basically helped her spy for any like kids that were going to be a problem. So she confided in them and like helped build relationships, which I just thought that was so twisted. No, the answer is no because of that. And also, she had cancer, and I felt like her sacrifice was only because it was already going to be the end of her days.
Yeah, she's just
And
gonna die.
then on top of that, Luke helped her. So it's like, would she have done this if Luke helped her? Probably not. It felt like very selfish. It wasn't
Yeah,
selfless. It wasn't redeemable. She helped, incarcerate all these children. She like did it beforehand whenever she was in the war. She used to do the same thing in interrogations. I just felt like, oh, I didn't like that about her character. It wasn't really worth getting past. I think it's great that she did what she did, but she
yeah,
did it to kind of like try and redeem herself, which feels unredeemable.
right. Okay, and my last question. So this isn't a typical like scary book. It is
No,
it is a little bit of a thriller, but
it's just twisted.
well, yeah. Were there any aspects you did find scary?
I got so freaked out. Well, not so freaked out. I didn't like whenever, well, I guess there was two parts. Whenever they were like trying to drown him to have him see those dots. So basically, they have this injection that they give the kids to like basically increase the chances of having both TK and TP, but they have to put them in high stress situations. So
Yeah.
they'll inject them and then they would like put them in this tank, like hold their head down like they were going to drown them. And they nearly did. They were like, okay, tell me what I'm thinking to Luke. And they did it like 5 times. And each time they were like, you're lying. We're going to put you in for like 3.5 minutes now.
Hmm.
And it was just horrible. That was one of them, but also the idea of somebody creeping in your house when everything is normal and murdering your parents
I
and
think
trying,
that's a pretty normal. I mean, it's just
yeah,
someone being where they're not supposed to be
yes,
in your space.
waking up in a room that looks like your room, but it's not your room.
Yeah,
That is twisted.
it's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was like, "Where's my window?" He was so
Well, was
confused.
it? I thought there was, but it was like fake. Like there was a.
No,
No, wasn't it? Okay.
no, he was like, "There's a window that should be there."
Yeah.
No, I thought that it wasn't even like terrifying. It was so eerie, that part. But yeah, the killing his family in the middle of the night and
Yeah.
pretending like they were alive was messed up. Yeah.
Yeah. Well. So final score. The
Okay.
Institute.
All right. So I'm probably gonna give this one. I'm thinking a 3.8 is my score. I thought it was really good. It made me I
It
don't know.
makes Jenny sad. She can't like it. So
It's not
get used to
true.
low reviews for books she likes. But oh, it made me
That's not
sad in
a
the end. So
3.8
minus
is
1.2 points.
3.8 is not a low score. It's like,
It's okay. Yeah. I don't remember what you gave Salem's Lot. I think you gave Salem's Lot like a 2.5. So I
yeah.
guess we're going up.
Yeah, okay, fine. 3.9. How about that? Are you happy?
Oh, caving under pressure.
Shut up. No, I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it. It made me cry. It's not, I don't know. Fine, a 4, fine.
Oh my
But
god.
I really wish I had like a list of like a rubric. I thought that the characters were really good. I really enjoyed the characters. So yeah, okay, fine. You've convinced me.
Glad you enjoyed it.
4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that will bring this episode to an end.
Yeah.
Do check out tomorrow as well. Like I said, we are going to release just kind of a catch up episode with Fourth Wing and Iron Flame
Yeah, the
because
fan
Tuesday Onyx
episode.
Storm, yeah, kind of a fan episode. And we're going to dive into some cool theories we like, some predictions we've thought of, or some predictions we like as well. So,
Yeah, maybe some who's your favorite character or who's your least favorite character. Who do you hope dies? We might have
there you
that
go.
chat. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. We'd love to have you guys notified whenever we have a new episode.
Yep.
And make sure to, if you have an Instagram, you should follow us for lots of information
Yeah,
about our
lots of
upcoming
memes, upcoming
content.
episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
if you
check
want
us out
to,
on YouTube as well.
yeah, if you want to
We're
watch,
gonna do more shorts. Yeah, we also have every podcast up to now is on there.
yeah,
Some of them don't have video; they're just like a picture.
yeah, we
The
just
first
got the
few, we
camera.
just got the camera. So
So,
moving forward, they will all be on here. We're gonna start doing more shorts on there, some
yeah,
more short form content where it's like, favorite our books we're gonna excited to reread maybe, and some other
yeah.
stuff. So just be on the lookout for there. Like and subscribe wherever you can. Leave some comments.
Yeah, we would love to know maybe some book recs, all those things. So,
Yeah,
yes, definitely reach out to us. Thanks for listening, you guys.
yeah.
Happy reading.
Happy reading. Tell your dad.